Hi guys, it's me, Dr. Bloom. Today I'm at the Oxbow National Wildlife Refuge, which is near Harvard, Mass. It is the 50th new place my family, or my one son and I, and my family, but mostly my one son and I have hiked at since COVID. So 50 new places, pretty outstanding. Most in Massachusetts, some in New Hampshire. I want to show you. So our friends, the beaver, have been very active here, sawing off trees. You can look at this and see their teeth marks, as well as what they do to the bark as they strip it. Eventually, clearly they sawed down the trees and removed them. But so there's a lot of water here, obviously, being as it's mostly wetlands. But so this is National Wildlife Refuge. So what I want to talk to you briefly about today is about the agencies that run our outdoor recreation resources and our natural resources. So at a federal level, so there's 3 to 4 levels of government, depending on where you are. Federal level, state level, county level, and city level. In Massachusetts, there's not much county level stuff going on, but in other places, that's a very active level of government. So at the federal level, we have 4 main branches of the government that deal with our outdoor recreation resources. They are the Fish and Wildlife Service, which is what manages this National Wildlife Refuge and every National Wildlife Refuge and national grassland that's out there. And what they do is they manage mostly for wildlife. I've got all the facts and figures on the amount of land and everything else they run, but I'll give that to you guys separately. The next agency is the National Park Service, which operates our national parks, and as well as national seashores like Cape Cod National Seashore, national lake shores, national recreation areas, etc. They have probably about 30 different titles of land that they manage, but the national parks are the most renowned. You've got the Bureau of Land Management, which is mostly out west, like in Utah and outside of there, states like that. And they do a lot of motorized recreation, as well as traditional forms of recreation. And then all 3 of those agencies are with the Department of the Interior. So the interesting fact is that Deb Haaland, I think that's her name, but she is going to be our first Native American Secretary of the Interior. She's been a rep from the state of New Mexico. She is from one of the pueblos out there, and it's a pretty awesome thing to have a Native American actually overseeing Native lands. So that's pretty cool about something that's going to switch over in 2021. Then you have, with the Department of Agriculture, you have the U.S. Forest Service. So if you would like to go up to New Hampshire or Vermont, the White Mountains, the Green Mountains, those are the places you're going to see them at. And then we also have other outside agencies, like the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers controls a lot of reservoirs, and thereby they lease land to like state parks or nonprofits like the trustees of the reservations to run things, run recreation-based activities. Then at the state level here, you have the Department of Conservation and Recreation. They run our state parks and state forests. And then you also have the Fish and Game Agency, and they control like wildlife refuges and wildlife management areas within the state. And then locally, you have, like, I live in Salem, so Salem Parks and Rec. You have your city park agencies. As I said before, in other states, you have county agencies. So when I was in college and doing my internship, I did it with Ingham County Parks, which is around Lansing, Michigan, because I went to Michigan State. So that's what it is. Those are the agencies that control our public lands. And each one of them has a specific mission by which they drive things. Fish and Wildlife Service is first preserving nature. So in terms of recreational opportunities, you see anything hunting and fishing oriented to environmental education, to hiking, to bird observation, towards anything really, really wildlife oriented. That's what you're going to see with them. National Park Service mission basically boils down to two things: conservation and recreation. And so those are two dynamics that constantly fight each other, because on the one hand, you want to save as much as you could possibly save. But on the other hand, you are constantly trying to get more use and provide public access. So sometimes those things battle, and sometimes they don't work well. Like in instances where there's a lot too much public use and parks being, quote, loved to death and that sort of thing. So it's very, very cool. What did he find? Oh, cool. So that's sort of the overview of this. Today we're gonna be talking about these different units. And so you'll hear more about them and get into more specifics. But all of these organizations work together on some level. For instance, states get money from federal grant programs, and federal programs set the dynamics, or set the parameters by which some of the agencies operate. So it's pretty cool. It's a very intricate system. It's very unique. It's a little different state to state, federal agency to federal agency. But each of these areas is here for us, and they're trying to save our stuff. You found some footprints? What did you find?
Like a deer or something. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so I gotta go look at footprints. So I'll see you guys later.